Something strange is happening with our memory of war. Vietnam was supposed to teach Americans to question war. So, why are some of the people who lived through it defending Trump's decision to go to war with Iran? People remember the body counts, the nightly news footage, and eventually the Pentagon Papers revealing that leaders had not been honest about what was really happening over there. Vietnam became the moment when Americans realized that governments could lead a country into war while telling the public a very different story. It changed journalism. It changed protest movements. It changed the way people thought about power. So you would think the biggest lesson of Vietnam would be simple. Be skeptical when leaders push us towards war. But history doesn't work that neatly, because Vietnam actually created two completely different memories in America. Some people walked away thinking, we shouldn't blindly trust the government again. But others walked away believing something very different. They believed the war was not lost because it was wrong, but because critics, protesters, and the media weakened the country at home. So the same war produced two opposite lessons. Distrust the leaders or distrust critics. And those two stories have been competing ever since. What fascinates me is how memory works. Over time, people don't always remember the complexity of history. We remember the version that fits the story we already believed about the world. So decades later, the same generation that once watched Vietnam unfold can look at new conflict through completely different lenses. History doesn't repeat exactly, but sometimes we repeat the arguments. And maybe the real lesson from Vietnam isn't about one war at all. Maybe it's this. Every generation has to decide for itself how carefully it questions power, especially when the drums of war start beating. Because history only teaches us something if we're willing